Hello, everyone. It's just Call Me J Nicole. I haven't recorded in a while. I've actually been sick to the point that I finally went ahead and made an appointment and um, have been having some tests run. And come to find out, they think that I may have either fibromyalgia or lupus. So I'm coming to you guys today to talk about self care and stress management. I know neither one. I know of neither one of those things. Um, I typically put me last, as most moms do, and um, because of the status of my relationship and the things that I've gone through with my relationship, I oftentimes just bottle things up instead of acting upon them because I'm just trying to avoid the bitterness that I know already will proceed. So let me just tell you, it was very hard for me to just be like, okay, I got to go to the doctor. Why is that? It was strictly because in 2013, I was rear-ended by an 18-wheeler. Everything that happened to me was a soft tissue injury. I was told that I will always suffer, that I will always have some type of pain. And so I programmed myself to think so. Um, when pain would appear, I would pop a pill. I would push through, literally. I got to a point where I just would push through. Let me just tell you guys, not everything is meant for you to push through. I know that is contrary to everything that I probably have said on my blogs or my um, podcast. I'm actually recording as well with SoundCloud if you want to find me there, and I'm on on YouTube. Had a little brain fart there as well. So I normally like push through. You can do it. Pray on it. Don't worry about it. Just keep it going. But my body let me know, like, nah, son, as the northern ones would say. Like that's not what this party is about. You need to stop and you need to take care of yourself. So this past Monday, which I want to say was the 24th, maybe it's 23rd. I'm doing mental calculations. I think it was 23rd. I woke up 5 a.m. to take my oldest son to school for early morning workout. Got to be there at 5:30. I knew then that today was not the day. I took him to school and was surprised by how fatigued and how much pain I was in. Now, mind you, if you've ever been in a car accident that resulted in soft tissue injuries or even broken bones, you can tell how the weather is going to be, so to speak. And I used to laugh at the older people or people who've experienced accidents, and they say, "Oh, I'm aching. I know what kind of day, weather, whatever, it's going to rain," whatever they say, they can predict. Because I didn't feel like that was a true, testament. Let me just tell you, child, you can almost predict if there's going to be a tsunami, an earthquake, whatever, when you have these types of injuries, for real. So with that being said, I'm like, okay, this is much more painful than most days. I literally felt like the day the accident had occurred, or maybe a couple of days after, because that's really when the pain had set in. So I come home, I lie down for a couple more minutes, which is like 30, 45 minutes when I say a couple more minutes. But I cannot really go to sleep. I'm just in pain. Then I wake back up at 6:20, 6:30-ish to get my youngest son ready. And y'all, I literally got up, said, okay, get up, boo. Just like that. And went back, got in the bed, pulled the covers over my head, and I was a dictator from the bedside. I couldn't move. I turned over just enough to grab my phone to let my peeps in the office know, okay, y'all won't be seeing me today. Before then, I had been plagued with a couple of different, not really migraine headaches, but I guess you could call them migraine headaches. And I realistically thought that they were sinus type headaches because here in Georgia, we are experiencing some technical difficulty with our weather. We went from some days we would have 90 plus degree weather with the low being in the 40s, or we would have the high being just recently today. I think the high was like 45, 60, 45, 46. And that's major when you have that type of weather turnaround, and your body's trying to get acclimated. I'm already asthmatic. I'm already have a host of different allergies. I am the sickly smart of the family. Growing up, I was definitely that. So if you said that the weather's going to change, you're going to have a tickle in your throat, I was going to have a tickle in my throat. So with that being said, I'm like, okay, it's the migraines. Okay, it's related to the sinuses. Okay, cool. All right, so let me just do my neural sprays and have my tabs on deck, have my inhaler with me. But these headaches have been quite persistent. And Monday was the straw that broke the camel's back for me. I am the chairman for Red Ribbon Week, Drug Awareness Week at my youngest son's school. And so I was like, okay, this thing has really gotten to me, and I just really need to push through and get all of the stuff that they need for the program to the school. Y'all, this might look fabulous and all, but this is the result of washing my hair, trying to push through, only to have conditioner that I was never able to rinse out because I just lacked energy. And because I've lacked energy all week, I've had to wear my turbans. Cool, I can rock them with the best of them. I did put my eyebrows on the other day. I didn't forget about that. But today was all natural. So Monday here I am trying to get up the stuff for Red Ribbon Week and load it into my car. And I thought that I was going to fall out, guys. I got to the school and I'm like, okay, cool. I got to the school, which is literally a minute and a half from the house. I'm like, okay, if I can just get this into the front office, I'll be good. Because I can just leave it there with them and they can take care of it. Well, they looked at me like I had two horns on my head and butterflies flying out of my nose. I know that's hard to imagine. But they were like, well, is it any way possible for you to put those into the teacher's boxes? Because we're sort of swamped here. Y'all, I'm a good old Southern girl, so I was like, sure, yes, ma'am. They almost found me in that room, the mail room, in a chocolate puddle because I started doing sweats because I was feeling sick from the pain. My body's way of responding to pain is literally to be nauseous. When I feel nauseous, I get hot. Never understood the combination. Some of y'all may have a praise shout out because you understand what I'm talking about. But I got through it. I pushed through, guys. Pushed through. Only to get home. And where I'm sitting now, I sat from, I will probably say from 12 noon to almost 12 midnight. I did all of my mothering from my recliner. I did all of my wifely obligations from my recliner. I communicated with my husband, like, look, Today is just not the day. Do you have to go to the second job? Are you sure? Could you not just come home? Because I am really not feeling well. I think I ended up ordering pizza, and I tried to eat a little something. It just didn't work out. So the next day, well, actually, that day, I looked to see if I can get an appointment because I'm like, this is just not me. This is not me. So I was able to get an appointment for the next day. Ain't got good, guys. I get the appointment 8 o'clock the next day. So I sent a quick text message to my work peeps, and I'm like, hey guys, I won't be in tomorrow. I'm going to the doctor, and unless the doctor tells me I'm okay to come in, because at this point I'm like, maybe I have the flu. I'm like, okay, I just need clearance to make sure I'm okay. So my sweet, sweet children, they are loving on mommy and trying to take care of me. And then my oldest comes, my heart, and he hugs me. And it caused a great deal of physical pain. So I was alarmed. And, Google is my homie, my bestie. So I said, hey, Google, what is fibromyalgia? I keep hearing these commercials, and I know I sound like Muddy right there. Commercials and whatnot about fibromyalgia. I don't know if it's like a huge thing now, but I did some research. And as a teenager, I've had a lupus profile run on me. And then I had another one in 2015 because the way that I was feeling based on my pain level from my accident injuries, we were like, let's make sure that some of this inflammation and pain is not related to lupus, because I already have one autoimmune disease, or whatever you want to label it as. And traditionally, unfortunately, they usually come in at least twos. So I'm like, okay, I have psoriasis, which is an autoimmune disease. And as you guys know, I'm a thyroid cancer survivor, and I also suffer from hypothyroidism after chemical ablation to remove both the gland and the tumor. So, yeah, there we have it. After reading the research the stuff that I found online on Google, I'm like, oh my, I may have fibromyalgia. Now, I am not one of those hypochondriacs. I am not trying to claim anything, but I am a smart and educated Black woman, and I will do research so that when I get into a doctor's office, if they happen to say that something is wrong with me, I want to be aware of it. So I think I was being a little bit proactive. I probably jumped the gun. I go into my appointment on Tuesday, talk to my doctor. I'm like, look, this pain is unreal. It has taken everything in me just to get ready. And when I told her about the pain, she reviewed my file and was like, okay, well, let's run another lupus profile. But when I told her about the pain from the hug, she actually stopped in her tracks, eyes got wide, and she says, do you have fibromyalgia? I said, well, I've never been tested for it. She says, has anyone ever told you? I'm like, nope, no one's ever told me about that either. She said, okay, we're going to run some lab work, and I'm going to send you to a rheumatologist, and I need you to stay on top of this. Keep a little journal of how you feel and whatnot. So here I am, like, holy, okay. So I've already done some preliminary research. The next thing I did was text one of my coworkers who suffers from fibromyalgia. And I'm still doing my research. Just trying to find out as much as I can about it. It's not anything that I want to claim, but it would explain a lot about the pain that I'm constantly in, and at least give a face and a name to what's going on with me. So when I tell my coworker about it, she's like, a lot of the stuff that you have on your plate, you're going to have to put down. I told y'all in a previous post, right, that I don't like when people tell me that I can't do something. But what happens when your body tells you you can't do something? What happens when, sorry guys, I got a little cool, had to bring my heater closer. What happens when it's nothing that you can do but not do it? So here I am in the middle of writing my book, at the very beginning stages of going back to get my master's, and finally finding a rhythm at work that works. Finally finding a rhythm at home that works for all the things that I'm doing. Only to discover that none of this is working. My stress level has drastically increased. I am the mother of a teenage son and a 10-year-old boy who won't shut up. And in addition to that, he's a bad hitter. He doesn't want me to say that out loud, but he wets the bed. Excuse me. He wet the bed almost every single night last week, which caused a lot of stress. Because here I am in the middle of the night getting up, trying to find sheets and blankets and whatnot, and then I am having to wash sheets and blankets and whatnot, and discovered that the pissy wet clothes were put into his clothes hamper, and that's why the room smelled so bad. So again, my post today is about self-love and self-care, and why it's important to do so. Love on you, and love on yourself rather, and to take care of yourself. Thank you, son. If you see tucked under there, seriously, y'all have to see my dog. He is one of a kind. Actually, the very first dog that I ever had, she would tuck herself into. And Peanut, our new baby, he's not really our new baby. He's 3 years old. He tucks himself in as well. But I'm going to have to figure out how to love harder on myself and take better care of myself, and not to always put me last. Sometimes I'm going to have to put me first. And while I'm thinking that because I'm pursuing my master's, I'm putting me first. I'm putting me first, but not my health. And there's a huge difference. The first step was definitely going ahead and making an appointment to see my physician. And the next step is to follow up with my rheumatologist. Don't know where I got tongue-tied there. But which is on Tuesday, and to just stay on top of things with me. I have come to grips being a woman who's nearing a particular age, and things change, as most people say, when you hit 40. But what I want to do is be proactive on my health. I don't want to be 40 and ailing. I don't want to be 40 and health stricken. I want to be 40 and fabulous, literally. I want to, if I am diagnosed with either of the two, I want to be the best me that I can be with those two, either one of those. It to only be said that, oh, she suffers from it, but not for it to have me by the balls, like literally. The only thing that I've heard about the disease is that it's debilitating, and that it really takes you out. And if Monday was any indication of what days are to come, I want no parts. Not being able to move and do and push through, because I could not push through, guys. I pushed through as far as I could, but at the moment that I did push through, half the day had actually gone by. And typically, if I allowed the day to go by like that, it's just because I was chilling. I was like, oh, I'm tired, I really got nothing to do. Or I could do this, but I don't really need to. But for it to be something that needs to be done, I know that it's a time sensitive thing, and not be able to muster up the strength to just move forward. That's huge. I need you to turn off the hall light right there. With that being said, guys, it's so many of you all who are probably watching and listening to this who suffer from the same thing: a lack of self-care, a lack of self-love. We have to do better. We can't be our best selves for anyone else if we don't take care of ourselves first. Stress, I have to learn how to either not stress, which you have to sort of be an alien to do that, right? Or find a way to process my stress so that it doesn't have my shoulders. And this is soft now, guys. You should have felt it a couple of days ago. It's like bricks. And part of it was because I was like, what in the world am I going to do? What if I have this? I mean, just life, dealing with my sons and the husband and the dog and the job. And I'm in a group writing my book, and there's specific guidelines that we have to follow, and not being able to follow that and thinking, oh God, I'm going to get kicked out of the group. And I'm enjoying this group as well as I really need the guidance and leadership. So if I can't live up to the guidelines, then I'm going to get kicked out of the group. Then I won't have the help that I need for my book, so forth and so on. Some things that, the book, Don't Sweat the Small Stuff, talks about pretty much. We have to learn how to not focus on those little things that don't matter. Okay, if I get kicked out of the group, it won't stop me from writing the book. It'll just place like a pause there. And I will have to continue to write the book on my own terms, and then may require further assistance later on with publishing, because that's ultimately what I'm looking forward to, is figuring out how to be a self-publisher, how to get assistance with publishing, how to get on Amazon, so forth and so on. So how do we move forward? What do we need to do? I actually ended up downloading an app. I know that sounds weird, but I had a couple of them. One was Calm. They have some great messages and very tranquil, like spa type music that you can use to help you sleep. Because I am not a sleeper. I sleep horribly. I have a little insomnia, so I need that. And then the other app was actually a word game that made my brain work and think about other things. And because I'm thinking about those words, what do those letters make? What word does those letters create? I'm not thinking about the other mundane things that have stressed me. The last thing, self-care, for me specifically, is my weight. I became pescatarian, let me be clear, almost a year ago. So I will eat of the sea, eat of the ocean, but I won't eat of the land, anything that walks the land. So I did that because I was having foot surgery. I knew I would be immobile, and I was trying to eat a little healthier and be proactive about my weight. My weight has not deferred. It has not changed, not once. And so that makes me a little frustrated, because I'm like, I gave up all the good stuff. But in my journey into being a vegetarian of sorts, I've learned how to eat better. And my thyroid numbers have actually improved, and my prescriptions have changed. So that's a huge thing. When you hear people saying that, even like diabetes can be controlled with diet, it's possible, guys. You just have to do the work. I also started working out prior to this incident where I was feeling really, really bad and in lots of pain until I was followed. And I think I shared that with you guys as well. Even with that, the scale didn't go anywhere. And it sort of just looked at me like, why do you keep stepping on me? I'm going to give you the same numbers and the same readings that I gave you the last time. So I have looked into weight loss surgery. It's not for everyone. But I think I have enough odds stacked up against me that I may be a prime candidate. And my physician did tell me, based on my BMI, which is another thing that will create stress, because I'm a Black woman, 38 years of age. I'm 5'4", 5'5" on a good day. I'm 236 pounds on a bad day. I'm 230 pounds on a good day. And when you look at me in my clothing, I don't look obese. I do not look morbidly obese, definitely. But as one of the popular songs out, I look thick. But my body, with all the things that are going on with the pain, I have double sciatica. I have some herniated discs. I have neuropathy in my right arm. The storyline goes on and on. It's not a quick fix, but it is a quick fix. It's a way to allow the weight to not be yet another factor for me to be in pain. So that's my journey towards self-love, self-care, is to get me to a place where I can minimize the pain that my love for food, and it's not just necessarily my love for food, it's some other things, as I shared with my thyroid issue. You just gain weight if you have it sometimes. But all that to say is, I'm on a journey, guys. My tone is going to change a lot because I'm really going to have to evaluate everything that I present to myself. And usually I just look at it and say, yeah, I'm going to do that. Or I don't feel like doing that. Or how dare they say that I can't do that? And I'm really going to have to look at it as, is this something that I really should add to my plate? How would it affect my health, my mental and physical health? Because that's definitely the two areas that are most affected. I would be so glad for you guys to chime in and let me know, how is it that you manage stress on a daily? Weight, I'm always open to that. And I'm not talking about get skinny fit fast things. No, I'm not trying to drink my food. I've tried the shakes, and they're wonderful and all, but they give me horrible, horrible headaches, and I'm already dealing with those, so no thank you. I don't want liposuction. It looks really dangerous and painful, but I wouldn't mind trying gastric or bypass or the sleeve, something that will give me the sensation of being full faster, so that I cut back on how much I eat. I will entertain that. Time management, because oftentimes that's my other issue, is that I have a lack of time management in certain areas. So when I was preparing for Red Ribbon Week, I was doing all mom and wife things and helping a cousin out with a couple of different papers because she needed assistance on that as the second set of eyes, and getting my oldest son ready for homecoming. Had another young lady who approached me about doing eyelashes for her for homecoming. And I just spread myself thin. So what ended up happening is I would stay up later and later in the evenings. And sometimes I wouldn't go to bed until after 2 a.m., only to have to be back up at 5 a.m., as you guys heard me say, to take my heart to workout. So how do you guys manage that? How do you say no? That's my hardest thing. Telling people no. I don't know how to oftentimes cut people off because I hate it to be told no when I really needed help. And I'm very kind hearted, unfortunately. And so I try not to tell people no unless I'm not truly available. And oftentimes I'm not truly available. But if I'm physically somewhere where you can get to me, I'm like, sure, yeah, okay, yeah. That's not the business. So please feel free to share some info. Definitely keep me in your prayers, guys, as I find out or continue to figure out what's going on with me, because this will affect my entire household drastically if it's one of the two or even something more serious. And I look forward to hearing from you guys. Thank you all for listening to me ramble for 30 plus minutes. I know I can be a little winded sometimes. But until next time, this is Just Call Me J. Nicole, and I'm out.